you want to see the coach get fired, and I feel like that's a long shot at best. Now,
I don't want to see him get fired. I'm just saying that how many years does Mike Tomlin
and how much success does he have, though, dude? He's doing an incredible thing. He's won Super Bowls.
He won Super Bowl.
One Super Bowl, I think.
He won two, right?
2 Super Bowls.
But one of them
that
was Bill
qualifies when I
Cowher's
said it's
team.
correct.
The first one was Bill Cowher's team. Let's be honest. So I'll give it to him. He was the coach for 2 Super Bowls. But what has he won since his last one?
I mean, he won a Super Bowl, man. There's
Two Super Bowls.
2 Super Bowls.
There's 32 teams in the league, so if you win one every 30 years, you're ahead of schedule. It's hard to win a Super Bowl, especially when the Patriots hog most of them.
And he's taking a shit team full of injuries, and he's probably going to make the playoffs.
What has he done for that team lately?
Literally what I said. What I just said.
Of Big Ben Roethlisberger up and down the field for 3 years is what he did for the team.
Yeah, he didn't do any jail time for that thing that he did.
The result of not having a plan for retiring quarterback.
Not having a plan for retiring quarterback.
The
Steelers, yeah, you're right.
Here's the interesting thing about you guys. Y'all telling me I'm wrong for thinking that the Steelers may move on from Mike Tomlin. But when I said New England may move on from Bill Belichick, the guy who has more Super Bowls than any other coach in NFL history, y'all think that makes sense?
Well, that's because Jamie pointed out that the owner of the Patriots is a fucking idiot.
No, he just like messing with them hoes. That's what I'm sorry. I don't think he's
I don't judge him for that.
I don't think he's an idiot.
Belichick largely is carried by Tom Brady through a large percentage of his success.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all of it, but I'm saying without Tom Brady, is Bill Belichick the coach that he is? Mike Tomlin? He's taken some trash and made gold out of it somehow.
Every coach needs a quarterback.
Wait a minute. You said he's taken trash and made gold out of it. What quarterback has been developed under that system since Big Ben?
Well, that's not fair because they've only had one opportunity since.
So, but I'm saying the same thing you said about Belichick, you can almost say about Tomlin. And the only difference is Big Ben was drafted what round?
Big Ben was not Tom Brady either.
What round was Big Ben drafted again?
I have no idea.
First. He was drafted in the first.
Also, I just say things boldly with confidence. I don't necessarily have a backup plan.
So does Skip Bayless, and he has a great job. Nothing wrong with that.
So going back to what she said, this game is a result of them not having a plan for a quarterback succession, which is true because both teams, one shoved one out and one had a quarterback basically die, couldn't throw the football anymore, looked like a medicine ball out there when Ben Roethlisberger, and they just had to draft the best available quarterback in that draft, and they honestly kind of reached on both guys. I think the point of that that statement.
Another thing is Carreno Gamer poses another thing. Tomlin has 0 losing seasons. No one else can say that.
Hell yeah, dude.
True, but what have you done for me lately?
I love
not having losing season.
I say all the time.
And let's make this clear. I didn't say Mike Tomlin doesn't deserve to be a head coach. I'm only saying when does Pittsburgh move on?
Why would you? He has nothing but winning seasons.
I will answer that question.
Do you want to play for winning seasons or you want Super Bowl?
You can't get to one without the other.
I'll answer that question.
No, you have to lose for a little bit so you can rebuild. You have to actually have a shitty season.
They should bring in an interim head coach. They should hire who should they Robert Salah after he gets fired, an interim head coach to tank the team for 2 years, and then let Tomlin come back.
I'm good with that, but you have to have a rebuilding process.
To Steelers.
But you have to have a rebuilding process. Most teams that win Super Bowls, not New England Patriots, had to go through a rebuilding process.
In all seriousness, you hang on to Mike Tomlin. He is a national treasure. I think he's the best quarterback in the best head coach in the NFL, quarterback of the team.
I've said it so many times, Mike McDaniel is by far and away not even close my favorite head coach in the NFL, but Mike Tomlin is hands down the best coach in the NFL.
My favorite is Dan Campbell, for the record. I also love...
A fair choice.
They like head coaches that don't win stuff.
Impression on me
y'all hear this? Not in here. Vince Lombardi, Bill Walsh, anything, Jimmy Johnson. But all I'm saying is, Mike
McDaniel. Called in, he's winning.
Who was Mike McDaniel under? Who did he learn under?
I have no fucking clue.
Kyle Shanahan. And you did not, the same guy who's still in the league, and you wouldn't give him credit.
Yeah, because he's not funny, dude.
Shanahan.
He's probably not.
You got to be funny to impress me.
Shanahan and McDaniels came up together.
And Mike Tomlin was the coach who handled AB correctly. I have to give him credit for Antonio Brown.
That's a tough.
And Le'Veon Bell.
No, I thought he done that one. That was terrible. He should have.
And Maple
Le'Veon Bell should have got that money.
He got so much. I mean, that wasn't his move. But what I'm saying is he's taken so many like shitbirds, like idiots, and just gotten production out of them, and then eventually they leave the team and then just have an absolutely dreadful career after that because no other team can handle their personality. And that's what Tomlin does, and that's why they can draft the way they can draft.
Tomlin drives them crazy and then dishes them off to another team.
No.
It's sabotage, bro. And that's what makes him the best coach in the NFL.
The thing is, Tomlin's good at defense. He hasn't done well on offense recently.
Mike Tomlin doesn't make the playoffs. He's fired.
No!
That would
Got to go with that.
He'd still be winning.
You're out of your mind.
What is the purpose in winning if it doesn't get you in?
What do you mean?
What? It sounds insane for a head coach to not make the playoffs and get fired.
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds insane. Maybe I need to reword that.
Actually, the way that you're thinking is way new and dated, I guess you'd say, because right now head coaches are getting fired after a year, which has never ever been done. Like beforehand, that was not the thing. Coaches got a tenure.
You don't fire
That's
a winning
a great
head coach.
speech, but is that the case
Snap
with Mike
is
Tomlin?
away, kick is up. You don't fire Mike Tomlin.
What about Sean Payton? Does he get fired if Denver doesn't make the playoffs?
Sean Payton they're on like a 6-1 run right
If
now.
you ask me in week 4, right now, hell no.
Hell no.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my point.
They're 7-5. The Broncos or the Steelers are
Sean
winning.
Payton is his first year at Denver. You got to get a guy 1 year to get out the old shit.
Yeah,
Mike Tomlin been in Pittsburgh since 2004, 2003?
I think a head coach needs at least 3 years, and if you cut him beforehand, you should.
But what if you gave him 10 to get a Super Bowl and he hasn't got it?
He got one in 2010.
Remember Marvin Frazier? Do you want that Mike Tomlin to be that guy?
I don't know who Marvin Frazier is.
He was a good head coach that got his team. He always had a winning record, and he always got to the first round of playoffs and nowhere farther. Ocho Cinco, old head coach.
Sucks. Be a little bit better, but that's just football.
Most coaches get fired for not winning Super Bowls.
He's won.
There's one
he's
Super
won
Bowl to
2.
win.
He's won 2 in the last more than 30 years, mind you. So it's like a super impressive thing.
There's one Super Bowl to win. And even if he gets bounced in the first round of playoffs, he beat 20 other teams at that point.
I don't think you look at any of those Pittsburgh Steelers rosters from week 1 at any point in the last, 6 years for this Pittsburgh Steelers team. He's not in charge of the roster, right? Mm-hmm. He's not the GM. I don't think you look at that roster and be like, yep, that is a Super Bowl contending team. Sometimes you look at that roster and you're like, that roster stinks. It's probably going to win 4 games this season. And somehow they win 8. They win 9. They win 10.
No, he's a good coach. I don't think
you don't fire a good head coach. There's 8 of them.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, they're hard to replace.
Is that unusual? You guys said it like that's not unusual that good head coaches aren't fired.
Well, I think that when you have that much history with the team and the way that Mike Tomlin does with the Steelers, there's a legacy there.
He did make the only good point you could possibly make.
I missed it.
Andy Reid
head coaches are fired all the time.
Goes from Philadelphia. Still probably not a great decision, honestly. I mean, Nick Sirianni's been awesome, but
was Andy Reid in Philly?
I don't know.
About as long as Mike Tomlin been losing. Getting by
never very long.
And still have
you lose if you don't win the Super Bowl. You lose.
Bro, that's too high of a standard, dude. You're like the girls online. They're like, you got to be 6 figures, 6 inches.
Exactly. this team.
Isn't it funny that those girls usually get those guys?
No, because those guys are 0.5% of people on the planet. That's not a thing.
They just share them, but they get those guys.
And they don't need Tinder to get dates, by the way.
That's a trap, yo.
So they might be going for it here. Let's watch this, guys. I mean, it's probably just going to be a hard count here, but it is a play to get the first down. Wow. Almost didn't get it, but just slides up for a first down.
Good stuff, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
You fire
You
that
told
man.
me.
Fire that man right now.
Yes, fire. He will get another
Trash
job.
decision, coach.
I can't believe he can walk on the sidelines normally with those giant balls hanging between his legs. Holy cow on that ball. On their own 30.
I'm mad that
He
none of
will
the
get
Steelers
another
pushed-
job.
Corrado Gamer just said if they fired Tomlin, they'd have 10 straight seasons of losing.
Yeah,
Probably so. But then
that's
they
like
went Super
finding
Bowl.
Mack.
Probably so. So why are you supporting the idea of Tomlin
Because
getting
your
fired?
team
What
has
was
to
that
be
guy's
bad to rebuild.
Corrado Gamer.
They've got grandkids. They really want to see the Steelers win during their lifetime.
It's like their two main concerns: global warming and Mike Tomlin maintaining his position as head coach.
Yeah.
Also have Mitch Trubisky. That's not Tomlin's fault.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for letting me on the show. It was very fun. I still think Mike Tomlin ought to be fired after the season. If they don't make the playoffs, it's time to move forward on Mike Tomlin. But it doesn't mean that he's not a great coach.
You're out
He'll
of
get
your mind.
another job somewhere else. Anyway, if y'all want to hear me, hear my bad sport takes, y'all can follow me on any of the social medias at Tony Mack, TonyMack. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for letting me on.
Thank you for being here.